Alrighty, guys. Welcome. This is your host, ID Jester. We're going to try another squeeze in another game here. The 1989 Kansas City Royals replay 61 and 50. They are playing game two against the Boston Red Sox. The season series is tied now 5 games apiece, and what a game 111 was. I would highly recommend you check out that one. If you haven't watched that one, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it was a very interesting game. Let's just put it that way. So, I was just watching some baseball on Clinton Park's channel, and he was actually doing the 1978 Kansas City Royals and Boston Red Sox facing off against one another. Interesting enough. So we're going to be doing the same thing, but this is going to be from 1989. So definitely, if you're enjoying this here, you might want to check out Clinton Parks and his channel, and checking out what game he had earlier from today between Boston and Kansas City. So the starting lineups here for Game 112 is going to be Wade Boggs at third, Jody Reed at second, Ellis Burks the center fielder, Danny Heap in left field, Nick Kosowski at first, Luis Rivera shortstop, Carlos Quintana the DH, Rick Cerrone the catcher, and Randy Kutcher the right fielder. Pitching today for the Boston Red Sox, Tom Bolton. Bolton only made 4 starts in 1989. This will be one of them. For your Kansas City Royals, it's Kurt Stillwell in short, Kevin Steitzer third, George Brett at first, Danny Tartenbull at the DH, Jim Eisenreich in right field, Pat Tabler in left field, Bob Boone the catcher, Frank White in second base, Gary Thurman in center field, and pitching today, Tom Gordon. Let's take a look at Tom here. In our replay here, he's 2-3 with a save, 3.69 ERA. Pitched 100 innings, giving up 88 hits, 84 strikeouts, 48 walks. I think he was doing much better as a reliever coming in, but Tom Gordon gets his second start here for the Royals. So let's see how he does. I think his last start was an actual loss, if I'm not mistaken. So Dave Whittle, what a great night for baseball, says Dave Whittle. Well, thank you very much for joining us. As I mentioned earlier, we were just watching Clinton Parks and his wonderful channel and watching some Kansas City Boston action there. This is game 112. As I mentioned, you should check out game 111, first game of this series. It was very, very interesting. If you haven't checked it out, it should be posted on my channel. So, Tom Gordon against Wade Boggs. He's finishing up the pitches. We are here at Kauffman Stadium. Second game of a 3-game series, +1 to strikeouts, -1 to walks, -2 for home runs. Now let's get things underway here. Tom Gordon against Wade Boggs. Boggs batting .300 against Kansas City, 4-5, and look at that! Finally get a strikeout of Wade Boggs. Unbelievable. Tom Gordon throwing the darts out here early in the first inning. That brings up Jody Reed, second baseman, batting .583. Not a bad average against Kansas City either, 6-4. And this time, it's going to bring a ground ball to Stillwell. He's going to backhand that and throw it over to Brett on target. 2 away. Ellis Burks, .324 average against Kansas City. And, no strikeout this time. And a 2 and a 3. That's going to be a single. It's going to drop in front of Eisenreich in right field. And a 2-out single. For Boston, Danny Heap, the left fielder, batting .267 against Kansas City. And Tom Gordon comes in and almost hit him, but that's a called third strike. Danny Heap not happy with that. But that will be the third out of the inning. Let's look at Tom Bolton and his replay here. In actuality, he was 0-4 with an 8.31 ERA, 17 innings pitched. Gave up 21 hits, 9 strikeouts, 9 walks. In our replay, this will be the first time we see Tom Bolton. That's why he doesn't actually have a photograph in the system, because We just haven't put him in. He is a left-hander, so mostly righties. We do have George Brett, the left-hander, Jim Eisenreich, the left-hander, and looks like Kurt Stillwell is the only switch hitter. So we're going to get things on the way here in the bottom of the first inning. Let's see if Kansas City can take advantage of the weak pitcher on the mound and get an early lead here. So 4-2 is going to be a fly ball to Burks in center field. 1 away. Kevin Steitzer, 268 on the season. And home run question mark. That one does fall into there. And Kevin Steitzer, 125 on home runs. Is it going to be? No, it's not. 2-4. That one's going to be a ground ball to second. Reed picks it up and throws to Saskia first. 1 away. George Brett due up. 36. Oh, a range play. And it's going to be from the lefty. It's going to be a ground ball to Saskia, and Saskia can't make it. It's down the line into the corner. Kutcher over quickly to get it and hold George Brett to a single. And Clinton Parks, so snagging games as I sneak in the parlor. I came in through the hole in the wall. Yep, you're going to have to watch Game 111. It was a very interesting game. If you haven't checked it out, we broadcast that earlier tonight before Dave's baseball demos live stream. And I figured I would try to sneak in one more game tonight. That brings up Danny Tartenbull, 261, DHing, 2-way, bottom of first. 3-6, another range play, back-to-back range plays. 55, this was into right field. 15 is going to fall into Kutcher unless he can't make his check, and he cannot make his check, and it's a 6, which means it's going to be a double, and the lead runner thrown out. That always gets us, that 6. So lead runner is thrown out trying to come home. George Brett thrown out as Kutcher makes doesn't make the catch, but throws out George Brett heading home here in the bottom of the first inning, trying to take an early lead. And that's going to do it. So good defense by the Red Sox keeps the run off the board. We go to the top of the second scoreless. Nick Kasaski. And Nick looking at some swing and a miss, as Stratomatic Delaware would say, swinging at the Nietzsche. So strikes him out. Luis Rivera, shortstop, what do we got? 253 average. Home run check. And he only gives up a home run on a 1, and that is what is ruled. Fortunately, Luis Rivera only hits him on a 1-4. Is it going to be going, and ground ball to second. So 2 home run checks. Both of them were ground balls to second. Carlos Quintana. And Quintana, is this his first action against us? Yes, this is. This is his first game. So 6-3, and he's getting this range play right off the bat. And it's going to be a liner at White, and White is successful. One of our better defenders on the play, and it is a 1-2-3 inning. Go to the bottom of the second. Tom Bolton out there against Jim Eisenreich, 268 average. Right fielder, and a 2-5. Lefty-lefty matchup. 1-5, that's going to be a ground ball hit to Reed. He's going to scoop it up for the out. Pat Tabler, the left fielder, 281 average. Pat Tabler, 6-6. He's going to line it down the line. Boggs with the big snare out of the air and gets the out. Liner right down the line. Bob Boone, 272 average. Wild pitch, we can't ignore that. No one is on. And Tom Bolton up 4-2 again. Back-to-back wild pitches. Home run check. This time didn't matter because Baboon doesn't hit very many home runs. 1-4, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Boggs. Boggs playing some defense out there. He made 2 good plays there in the bottom of the second. And we go to the top of the third, still scoreless. Tom Bolton, only 4 starts on the season. This is one of them, and he's making a good showing of himself. 4-2 for Tom Gordon, and that is going to be in the range. So fly ball is going to land in Eisenreich's glove. 1 away. Randy Kutcher, 375 average. And that would have been an auto single, but Tom Gordon has plenty of strength left. Against the righty, though, that's going to be a single. Stillwell dives on the dirt, can't make the play, and that's in there for 1-out single. Brings up Wade Boggs, top of the lineup. And now the wild pitch can come in. It's a possible pass ball, and it is a pass ball. So scurrying to second is going to be Randy Kutcher. And runner in scoring position for Wade Boggs here in the top of the third. 5-1, and don't tell me it's going to be one of these games where we just keep rolling wild pitch after wild pitch after wild pitch. Yep, we got some shenanigans going on whenever Clinton Park shows up. I'm surprised Al Red Sox fan. He's probably watching. He just hasn't posted his messages yet, because that's when the shenanigans start rolling in. So that was a pass ball followed by a wild pitch. Runners now in scoring position for Wade Boggs. 4-3 against the lefty. And a 5-1. This is going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. Is the base runner going to try to score? He is a base running of 5. I would say yes. And is the defense going to try for the auto out at first? I think the answer to this 4-3 and 5-1 is no, because I still think you get to try for the double play because there's no other play. So I would say no. Yeah, he still scores, but it's not a ground ball double play. He's still going to score, but out at first. So why take the auto out when you get the free try at the ground ball double play? I guess is my thing. But Boston strikes first as Randy Kutcher comes in to score. Oh, no, actually, he does make it to first there in that situation. Interesting. All right, so top of third, 1 out. Jody Reed up, 0 for 1, 568 average. Uh-oh. Nope, doesn't give up much against right-handers, thank God. 2-2. Oh, this is in the left field. It's going to be a single. And the lead runner advances. And on the throw to third from Tabler, if the roll is less than or equal to the trailing, and on the throw into third, tagging up and going to second is going to be Jody Reed. So all this going on with 1 out here, and Kansas City's a little frazzled here. A little frazzled. Defense is going to play in, try to keep that run off the board. Ellis Burks. And that figures. As soon as we do that, then we get a range play. So hopefully it'll be a range play to an outfielder. 6-2 it is to Tabler. He can't make the play, though. That's going to score at least 1 run. The ball falls in. Tabler picks it up. Come rounding third, Jody Reed. He goes through the stop sign. Tabler cranks the ball home, and the runner is thrown out at home. So thrown out at home. And if the base running is 3, is greater or equal to the roll, then he advances on the throw. So advancing to second on the throw home. But a great play by Pat Tabler keeping that run off the board. But Boston gets a second run going here as Wade Boggs scores. Danny Heap 0 for 1. And Danny Heap is a lefty, so no home run check. And that's going to be a single, and coming in to score, Ellis Burks. So 3-0 Boston here in the top of the third. Very dangerous lineup here. Nick Isaski, the first baseman. And Farnley, for the love of God, Tom Gordon gets a strikeout. And that's going to do it. But 3 runs and 4 hits. No errors. And we had a play at the plate to keep the run off the board, or else it would have been 4-0 Boston. The shenanigans that go on, I tell you. Fortunately, Boston, as I mentioned, has one of their Tom Bolton only started 4 games on the season. His card is not very strong, so we have an opportunity to come back, I believe. That's my own personal opinion, I guess. But 4-4, fly ball to center, 1 away. Gary Thurman, 222 average. 1-2. Thurman waits on the pitch. Here it comes, and that's going to be ground ball over. Takes a bad hop in the dirt and over the glove of Reed. I don't think he's going to get a error on that one, as that was going to be a tough play. Gary Thurman, they put the steal on, and Gary Thurman steals the base. So 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Kurt Stillwell, 316 average. Top of the lineup, 2-4. And he's going to strike out. That's Bolton's first strikeout of the game. That's a very important one, as now there's 2 outs here. Kevin Steitzer. Steitzer with no home run check. Unfortunately, 3-6. But he does get his single into left field. Rounding third, Gary Thurman on his horse. He's going to score easily. No throw. They throw the ball into second, keeping Kevin Steitzer to a single, but that cuts in the lead. It's now 3-1. Tom Gordon actually is starting this. He started in the last, he started like 4 or 5 games ago. I think he played against, was it Baltimore? The Baltimore series, I think he started a game. He actually started, I think, if I can recall, when you bring the original screen up, it tells you how many starts they had in the season. I know I remember seeing Tom Bolton only had 4 because he was at the very bottom of the list for Boston. And Tom Gordon, he was about in the middle, I think. So he had quite a few starts as a starter. Unbelievable. He was doing much better as our 7th, 8th inning guy. 6th, 7th, 8th inning guy. He was very reliable for us. 2 outs, bottom of third, George Brett. And George, unfortunately, doesn't hit very many against left-handers, but he's got a shot at it. It's going, it's high, but it's not far, as Ellis Burks is going to make the catch, and that's going to do it. But 1 run and 2 hits, no errors. Can you keep the shenanigans going while I get a cup of coffee, says Clinton Barnes. And Dave Little, I'll try and do my best, he says. So 3-1 KC, top of 4. Luis Rivera 0 for 1 on the day. 6-4, and that's going to be a fly ball to Eisenreich. 1 away. Carlos Quintana 0 for 1. Range play at the ballpark. Yep. 1-5. That's going to be to short. Stillwell can't make it. It's going to roll into left field for a single. Rick Cerrone, the catcher. 5-3 and no walk. 5-2, and that's going to be a fly ball into left field. 2 away. 1 on, 2 outs. Top of 4. And Randy Kutcher, 1 for 1. And this time he's going to ground ball to Stillwell. Stillwell flips it over to White, and they get the runner at second. But it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 inning, as there was 1 hit, no runs, no errors. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Danny Tartenbull, 1 for 1 with a double. Improves his average to 264. Danny, you're waiting on one. 1-6. That's going to be a fly ball. Once again, high, but not very far. Burks makes the catch. Eisenreich, he's going to strike out for the second out. Pat Tabler, the left fielder. And no walk. So Pat waits on a good one, and this time he singles it into right field. It falls in. Kutcher can't catch everything out there, even though he is a pretty fast defender for defense there. Bob Boone hasn't done much. It's time for Bobby to start getting some things going here. And let's see if he can get things rolling right now. Nope, not this time as he winds it down the line. Two-hop to Boggs. Bogg over to second and get the lead runner and the third out of the inning. We go to the top of the fifth. 3-1 Boston. Is that going to be enough as the Cadillac Kids, the Kansas City Royals, in their last 5 or 6 games have come back 3 times. 2 times specifically, they've come way back from 6 or more runs down to win. So is any lead safe against the Royals? 3-2 and a walk for Boggs. Not much of a threat to steal. Jody Reed. And Jody Reed waits on a good pitch. Here comes 1-2-6. That's going to be a double. And the lead runner advances again. They always get the 1. We always get the 6. Whenever you roll the 1, the lead runner always advances, and then you're going to check any runners behind them to see if they advance. If you roll the 6, the lead runner is thrown out, and then you roll to see if they get any advancements. I always get the 6. The other team always gets the 1. So Boggs scores. And if the roll is less than or equal to the trailing runner, so it is, he's going to advance on the throw home. And that's going to put Jody Reed in scoring position. 4-1 Boston. Defense is coming in. They're not going to give up that run that easy. Still no one out here in the top of the 5th. 5-3, and they walk Ellis Burks. Put runners at the corner. They're still going to play in. Danny Heap. Oh, and a range play. It's just not going to be our day, is it? Eisenreich. And Eisenreich failed. That's going to be a double. That's going to fall in. Stopping at third is going to be Burks. And another run across. 5-1 Boston. Runners still at scoring position, and there's still no one out. Wow, the shenanigans are so deep. It's so thick you can almost cut it with a knife. Almost cut it with a knife. 6-5 fly ball. And it looks like it's sacrifice flies deep enough to score Burks from third. So another run across. It's now 6-1 Boston. 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning. The 5th inning was a killer last game. And a ground ball hit to short. And no advancement as Danny Heap has to go back to second. So 2 away. Carlos Quintana. 3-4. And that's going to be a single, and Danny Heap comes in to score. Tom Gordon trying to get through this 5th inning. He's struggling mightily. Home run check, but Rick Cerrone, 3-3 against the right-hander. It's going to be a ground ball to short, and mercifully, the inning finally comes to an end. That's 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and Boston takes a 7-1 lead, which will make Clinton Parks, an Al Red Sox fan, very, very happy. But a 6-run lead is never safe against the Kansas City Royals. 5-6. Come on, Frank. Let's get things rolling here. 3-2. That's going to be a fly ball. 2-3, 2-3. Yep, fly ball to center field. Gary Thurman, center fielder. 5-4. And Tom Bolton, ground ball to short. He's either been extremely lucky or extremely good because Kansas City has not been able to make much headway against him. All right, we're in the top of the 6th inning. Randy Kutcher, we're actually going to leave Tom Gordon in for 5. And strikes out Kutch. That's 5th strikeout. Wade Boggs is actually 0 for 2, but he has a walk, a strikeout, scored 2 runs, and an RBI. And that is going to be an auto out to shortstop. And that's going to be it for Tom Gordon. They've probably decided to make the change here. And it's going to be Terry Leach coming in. So Terry Leach is taking the mound with a 6-run deficit here in the top of the 6th. Jody Reed 4-5. And a 6-4. It's a fly ball. And we go on to the 6th inning. Kevin Steitzer 1 for 2 with an RBI. Boston with a comfortable 7-1 lead, but they remember what happened yesterday. Wild pitch, we can ignore that. 4-4, and Steitzer with the leadoff walk brings up George Brett to 63 average. 3-6 in range play for Boston. And it's going to short. Rivera cannot make it. And runners at first and second, no one out. That brings up Danny Tartenbull, 1 for 2 with the double. Tom Bolton still pitches strong and strikes out Tartenbull for the first out of the inning. Jim Eisenreich, 0 for 2. And no strikeout that time. 4-2 against the lefty is going to be a single pass read. And coming to score, Kevin Steitzer. It's a 7-2 ball game. Pat Tabler, left fielder. And he's going to walk, and that's going to do it as Tom Bolton loads the bases here in the bottom of the 6th. And let's see. They're going to be bringing someone in. The question is who? Looks like Bob Stanley's going to come in, actually. So Bob Stanley steps back in. Bases loaded situation. Things could get interesting if Kansas City was able to get another hit or two. Bob Boone, 0 for 2, 271 average. Bob Stanley. Let's take a look at Bob here so far. He's got a 1.5 ERA, 12 innings, give up 10 hits, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks. We'll take a walk. That's fine. Sure. Give us another walk. 51. Oh, hit by pitch? No, he's a -5 to hit by pitches, so he doesn't hit many. And a 2-4. It's going to be ground ball to short. And will the defense try for the double play? Yes, they will. And there it is. 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Bob Stanley has Bob Boone ground into the 6-4-3 double play. And only 1 run and 2 hits, no errors. And that's the difference between this game and last game. Last game, Kansas City got those hits when they needed them to make that comeback. Well, we're in the top of the 7th. Ellis Burks 3-3. Although Kansas City did all their damage actually in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. So we still have a chance. 4-3, and 18 is going to be a fly out to center field. Danny Heap, he's 2 for 3 on the day. And he's going to get a home run check. 1-4. Danny Heap goes deep, and it's going. Go. Just misses it. He lines it to second base. Got on top of that one a little bit. Nick Isaski. He's going to strike out. So Terry Leach coming in and holding the Boston offense out. Now, if thinks they can get their offense going, maybe, just maybe, they can make a push here in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. 1-1, that's not the way to start off. That's going to be ground ball to Rivera, 1 away. Gary Thurman, the center fielder, 54, error possibly on a throw. 5-3, and that will be a throw error check, but Reed makes it, no error, 2 away. Back to the top of the lineup, Kurt Stillwell. And we have a Kauffman Stadium check. 1-5, that's going to be grounders short. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Bob Stanley in the 7th inning. We go to the 8th, 7-2, Boston, Luis Rivera. 4-3. 51, that's going to be a single into center. There you go. Carlos Quintana. 5-3. And a ground ball hit to Brett. Brett scoops it up and thinks about throwing, but doesn't. Takes it to the bag himself. So Rivera to second. Rick Cerrone, catcher. 1-3, and that's going to be a fly ball into right field. And advancing on the play to third. Brings up Kutcher, 1 for 3. And a stadium check, 2 away. 1-1, that's going to be ground ball hit to Steitzer. And Steitzer across the mound in time, and that's going to do it. We're at the bottom of the 8th, 7-2 Boston. Steitzer, George Brett, Danny Tartanbull up. 6-5 against Bob Stanley. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. 1 away, George Brett. 2 for 3 on the day. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field. 2 away for Danny Tartanbull. That's going to be an auto single for Danny Tartanbull. So Eisenreich, 1 for 3 on the day. 4-2, and that's a home run check, but the 20 falls outside the zone, unfortunately. And it's going to be just a lazy fly ball. We got under that one a little bit. Kutcher comes in and makes the play. We go to the top of the 9th. Boston up by 5 runs. Wade Boggs 0 for 3 on the day. And this time he's got the range play. 1-5, that's going to be the second White. And this time White makes the play. Jody Reed 2 for 4, 5-4. He's going to strike out. Doesn't strike out much, but struck out that time on the curveball. And Ellis Burks 2 for 3. And he strikes out. So Terry Leach does his job. Bob Stanley, Pat Tabler, 4-3. It just missed a 4-2 combo again. Pat Tabler, 25 against the right. He's going to be ground ball to second. Reed scoops it up, throws to first in time. 1 away. Bob Boone, 1-4. 46. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. Reed throws it to Sasky again. Sasky making a big target there at first base. And Kansas City's down to their last out. No comeback in them today. 5-4. Did not have it going. The mojo was just not there. Too much shenanigans here. And that's a 2-3. It's a high fly ball. Burks, he waits on it. He waits on it. And finally falls from the sky. And that's going to do it. Boston defeats Kansas City 7-2 here. Game 112 of the season. Let's save the game statistics and take a look quickly at what happened. Not a lot if you're a Kansas City fan. Boston with 10 hits. They had 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs. They only had 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and 1 sacrifice fly. So not a very impressive stat line. But Kansas City's wasn't much better. 8 hits, 1 double, no triples, no home runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 stolen base, and hit into 1 double play, Bob Boone. So stat line's not very impressive for either team. Tom Gordon takes a loss. He drops to 2-4, pitched 5 2/3. Gave up 7 runs, 6 of them were earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Terry Leach did a good job in relief, 3 1/3 innings. For Boston, Tom Bolton again wins his first. Very impressive, 5 1/3. Gave up 2 runs, both of them earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Bob Stanley, of course, comes in 3 2/3 and only gave up 1 hit. So very good game if you're a Boston Red Sox fan. Boston now takes the season series lead 6 games to 5. There's one more game against Kansas City, which will be, of course, coming up next time in game number 113. Let's see if that 113 will be a lucky number for Kansas City. Kansas City's going to drop to 61-51. I'm going to actually check their record after this game. It was 62-50, so we're a game behind where they were in real life. In real life, the Royals won this game 8-1. It was a game from August 8th, 1989. But in our replay, Boston wins. The stat line goes Boston 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Kansas City 2 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The win to Tom Bolton, the loss to Tom Gordon, no home runs by either team. We'll see you guys next time for game 113. And we'll conclude this season series against the Boston Red Sox. Thanks for Quentin Parks and Dave Whittle. Appreciate you guys showing up for a little midnight baseball. So hope all is well with you guys, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.